Hi, welcome to my Merry Monday video. I'm Joni Martin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Southwest Wisconsin. And each Monday, July through December, I share a Christmas card idea project with you. And today I'm going to share a Christmas card using a paper from the annual catalog. I think sometimes we think our Christmas cards can just come from those supplies in the July to December catalog. I love this Christmas card, and it's a paper pack in the annual catalog. I'm happy to share it with you today because I don't want you to miss it. Here's the pretty Christmas card we're making today. Shades of green with these really pretty snowflakes. Do you recognize the paper pack? Open your annual catalog to page 99, and it is part of the Texture Chic paper pack. I'm also using one of the dies from there. Here's a better look at the paper pack. It works with a variety of colors, and I'm snagging this piece and this piece. I love this paper pack, but I've been primarily using it for wedding and birthday cards. Look what I was missing. So let's make our card. I will quick show you the die that goes with it. It has lots of pieces for all seasons, shells, flowers, leaves, and we're using the snowflake on this one. Let's look at how we're going to put this card together. The other primary die I used was tailor-made tags. If you watch a lot of my pieces, you know how much I love tailor-made tags. Let's put our card here so we can see what we're working on, and these are our pieces. The first thing we're going to do is decorate our envelope. We don't want to send a beautiful card like this in a naked envelope. We want someone to get it in the mail with a stack of cards at Christmas time and think, this is the card I want to open first. This looks the most interesting. So to cover our envelope flap, we're going to take our envelope and actually kind of fold it backwards. This is 2 1/4 by 6, but as usual, underneath this video, you can find a link to a blog post that has directions and a supply list, including the size of everything I've cut. So I'm going to take green glue, and usually when I'm working with you, I say, use the adhesive you're most comfortable with. You want to use a liquid glue for this, because you want to make sure you have adhesive all the way around the outside. What that does is it makes sure that no postal machine is going to get caught between this piece of paper and your envelope flap. This doesn't really have an up or down, which makes it easier. We're going to attach this against what we're calling the wall of the envelope. Like this is forming a wall right along that envelope flap. The advantage of green glue also is I can kind of move it around to get it where I want. And we'll set that aside, and at the end of our card, we'll finish that. My card base is Evening Evergreen, standard card size, again, listed on my blog post. I'm going to make sure I have a nice, tight fold. So I'm going to grab a bone folder. All right. I want to show you something about my card mat. This is soft succulent, and you notice I have a hole in the mat. That's because I cut the tag I need for the front of the card from the mat before I attach it. It's a great use of paper. No one's going to see it because we're going to put this really pretty snowflake paper right over the top. The only trick about attaching it when you've already cut something out is, I don't know about you, but sometimes I get a little crazy with adhesive. We just want to put it around the outside. I'm going to grab a tape runner to do this, but again, for this, you could use green glue. Use whatever adhesive you're most comfortable with. And this is going to get lined up on here. And I have just 1/8 of an inch difference. If you like a wider margin, you want to see more of the green, go 1/4 inch smaller for this. Now we're going to attach this to the front, and then we're going to do some stamping. And I'm out. When you see red, you know you're out of tape runner. And I'm out of tape runner on both of my runners. Well, green glue works great. Okay. There we go. And that's going to get attached. I'm going to open this up flat. That's a little easier for me so I can get it straight. And then we'll do some stamping. There's not an up or a down, so it doesn't matter. I think this paper is so pretty. And honestly, I've been so busy using the back of the paper that I hadn't even really noticed the snowflakes. But I love this. Okay, let's talk about stamping. I have set up on my Stamparatus the shape of my card insert and the shape of my tag. And we're going to stamp both of them at once because we're going to be efficient in our stamping. So I'm going to line this up here And I'm going to line this one up right here. Then I'm going to take my 2 magnets and I'm going to catch just the ends. They're very strong. One of the reasons I have that duct tape on there is they're so strong that when they fly together, the duct tape keeps them from shattering, and it lets me have a handle to pull them apart if I need to. Now I'm going to grab a stamp case and put it underneath here because it's just easier to ink up if the plate is flat. I'm using today Merry Christmas and May your days be happy, your heart be light, your Christmas merry, and the new year bright. What else would you want to wish someone for Christmas? And again, I have all the stamps I use listed on my blog below. I'm inking with Evening Evergreen. And when we ink, we're going to use a light touch. For me, it's easier to use the small ink spots. Those of you who have followed me on Facebook or watched my other videos know that I really struggle with hand issues. I have pretty significant arthritis in my hands, and the smaller ones are easier for me to hold. You use what works for you. Now, this is where you want muscle. And again, I don't have great strength in my fingers, so the heel in my hand works best here. And if I don't get a great inking, I can just ink again because nothing will have moved. But I think we're good. All right, we'll take all those pieces off and get that out of our way. And this is the stamp set that is part of the Sweet Season of Chic. You could also use there's a snowflake, which you could put on your envelope, but you could also use on the inside of your card. You make each season of life even more beautiful. I think that would be great for an anniversary card. All right, let's do some assembly here. So we have the largest tag in TaylorMade tags that I cut out of the center of the mat. I chose another paper from the Textured Chic paper pack. And I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like weathered barnwood, and it's in the same color. That's my next one. And we stamped one, like so. I grabbed the white glitter ribbon. I just thought it worked with snow. And I'm going to cut, let's cut about 4 inches. Do you have a separate scissors for ribbon? I do. And I have this nice beaded attachment to remind me if I go to cut paper with it. Nope, just for ribbon. Keeps it sharp. Now you can run the ribbon through. I tend to fold my ribbon over. I think it doesn't add as much bulk. So I have this folded over and I'm going to just push through the folded end. Like so. Now, see that loop I have now? I'm going to take these ends and push them through the loop or pull them through like so. What you want to do at this point is you want to pull one ribbon and then the other. Otherwise, you could pull too hard and rip your paper. There we go. Now, I'm not going to trim these till I actually attach it to the card because then I'll know how much I want. And I kind of like things at an angle. Now, the other thing I have is a little snowflake. That is a die from that goes with this suite. And I want it here so it kind of sticks up. But notice how there's really small lines. I didn't want to attach adhesive paper because I want part of it to stick up. So this is what I did. I kind of figured out where I wanted it, okay? I grabbed my good old favorite tear and tape. You don't need a lot to hold it down. And I'm going to put the tear and tape where you're not going to see it. I'm going to hide it underneath this tag. There we go. It's not going anywhere, okay? And if you're concerned, add another piece of tear and tape. And then that's going to go there. Now, I didn't attach these tags. You could do that, but they're not going anywhere. So then I'm just going to kind of decide where I want it and attach it to my card. And I'm attaching just this one. Oh, again, remember, I forgot I didn't have any tape runner in there. Oh, well. There we go. We'll kind of stick this at an angle. And if you're concerned, I mean, this isn't going anywhere. You could, like if you don't want anyone to pull that up and see your tear and tape or whatever, watch. Just throw, especially when you're using green glue, just throw a little bit of that around. There we go. Now it's not going to go anywhere. So I wanted to add a touch more bling. It's winter, it's snowy, you know, sparkly. So I grabbed the iridescent rhinestones, I think my favorites. And my rule of adding embellishments is put them in groups of odd numbers. I typically do 3. And I'm going to just put 3 on the front of the card where I see some snowflakes. I try to do them in a roughly triangular shape. I mean, you could put them on every snowflake. It's your card. You can do what you want. But then I felt like I wanted to draw more attention to my tag. So I'm counting my tag as a separate one, and I'm going to put 3 on there. When I do that, I always put 1 near the sentiment to draw your attention there. And then I tend to follow that same rule, like 3 in a roughly triangular shape. There we go. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. Let's do this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're not done, but we're almost there. Here's our insert. And I wanted to also add just a touch to that. So we have scraps of our paper. This is where green glue comes in really good. And this is, notice how it's slightly longer than my card. And I'll show you why I do that. And just a touch of green glue, and I'm not going to go quite to the edge because I don't want to get glue on my paper. And now I'm lining it up. These squares are 1/4 of an inch, and by having this slightly longer, I can use the grid paper to help me line it up. And then I just kind of push on the back to make sure it's going to stay in place. And now I'm going to trim. And we'll attach this inside our card. It takes so little. It uses those little strips of paper you have left over. And it just kind of ups your game a little bit with your card making. Look at that. Does that make a difference? I love the look of that. Okay. There's our card. We have to get back to our envelope. Here's our envelope. We're going to use the envelope flap as our guide. Oh, look at this. I went to grab this and I have the reminder. I don't want to do that. So let's grab another one. Cutting paper with your scissors just really dulls it, so you want to save one that you use only for ribbon. There we go. This again really adds to your final product and takes a little time and uses up a piece of paper you might not have used anyway. There's our Merry Monday card. I like this. I love the colors. I love the print. This might be one I'm sending out to people. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching my YouTube video. If you like what you saw, I'd really appreciate a subscribe, hit a like below. And if you know another paper crafter that you think might like to see my projects, please share. I will be back next Monday with another Merry Monday. Thank you.